Here in the office of Superintendent Wyeth, Jessee for the Shelton School District. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff.
We have got not many days left before the end of the school, and it's an exciting time. This is kind of the fast-paced time as people are gearing up either to move on and graduate at the end of the school year or think about moving up or moving into the Shelton School District. Let's talk a little bit about all of this. It's exciting times.
All of it is going on. Absolutely. As we've talked about, masks are coming off, freedoms are being set, and that means a lot of things going on. Anywhere from, all right, so we've been down around 350 kids in enrollment that we've lost over the pandemic. So that's been over the last couple of years. So pre-pandemic numbers, we were looking around 44. We would have been probably close to 4,500 students, but now we're around 4,150. And so that means that we are now calling up some families and some of our older students and saying, where did you go? Because
Yeah.
you didn't enroll in another district. So what's going on? So we have some reconnection efforts that are happening at all 8 schools doing outreach. It's pretty amazing. But it's also long-term work because
Yeah.
sometimes that means home visits. But here in the Shelton School District, we know we're very invested in making those connections again. We get it. Families have had different situations. There's different reasons why you might have disenrolled your student. But today I'd say, hey, look, low transmission rates. We're ready. We're providing a health and safe environment. Kids are learning every day. It's been really positive experiences for our students, especially these last couple months. So come back to us. What do we need to do to help you?
What were some of the major concerns if you've been able to reach out to some of these families? I mean, what is it all COVID related or just looking at a different homeschool opportunity, or what's kind of the consensus?
Most of it's been COVID related, one end of the spectrum or the other, right? I'm very fearful of getting it, or I don't want my kid to wear a mask. So it's kind of been a little bit of the ends there. And again, we try to be an apolitical organization. We're really just out to do education, the best services for our students. And so this is really where we're at, just kind of meeting them and seeing what's going on. Because there's been other things going on too, health concerns at families, things that are going on in their house, which has been disruptive. And so sometimes it is pulled anchor. Got some education. Sometimes they did some online stuff, but even if they do online, again, they're unenrolling from us and enrolling in an online institution. So we're really just reaching out to those kids who are just not currently. It looks like they're enrolled anywhere.
What's going on with the next month or so, month and a half, and the school year will be all wrapped up. So graduation is happening, all the moving on ceremonies. There's a big celebration honoring the kids who made it through the Health Science Academy. I mean, you're in the business now of schooling.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, and it's not only the end of the school year when there's draws a general overall excitement for a variety of activities, but now that there's a lot of people have the freedom to not wear a mask, or they feel more secure in going out in public with or without a mask. There just seems to be an extra bit of fervor and jubilation and trying on new social skills. Even I've heard from adults
Uh-huh.
of going to these events. So what's going on? Where is it at? And where can I be? And so I think that's a great thing for us here in the district, and especially given where we're at, Jeff, because we just hosted the regional board directors meeting, for example. And so surrounding school districts in the South Puget Sound area, and also just all the way out to Grace Harbor or down in Lewis County, we had people show up and they're like, oh yeah, like, so what's going on? What are other districts doing? And so I just know for us, I'm like, it's extra exciting because we have not only our typical events, so we have things where we're going to celebrate scholarships with our academies. So our Health and Science Academy has been working with Mason General, that people can move on and have their post-secondary experiences, whether you were trying to move on and eventually become an RN, or whether you're trying to be, a registered medical assistant, and so there's different experiences that we've been doing through our academies that we will continue to do. And that's great, and then, at the same time, We have things where we're kicking off the opening of the new Met building as part of our academy's work as well on the SHS campus. And at the same time, we're going to lift off our new strategic plan, starting to have a culminating event. And I bet, Jeff, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a couple hundred people there. If you're hearing this, we hope you come to that event.
Yeah.
So, and then graduations and move on celebrations and getting kids, ready for summer. We're offering pre-algebra classes up to 60 kids, and we're working at the Ridge on it, and they're excited to host it. We have required reading for all our incoming ninth graders, and they get to check their own book. They get to set their own book, and they own that book, and they get to have conversations with their peers and their teachers over the summer. And we're doing orientation with kids coming into high school so that they know exactly how to navigate it, and they can make a friend, and they know the expectations. And then, at our younger grades, we got all this summer programming, summer school for a lot of our kids, and they'll get reading and math and social skills. So, I mean, there's just a lot going on, coupled with, I know for at least our staff, and I'm sure some of our families and students, is that it's summer and I get to take somewhat of a break. It's time to take a big inhale and exhale, given all that's been going on for the last couple of years.
We talked, I think, the last time about kind of starting to strategize and figure out your contracts with your staff here over the next year. How's that going along?
Great. Contracts are good. Our teacher contract rolls through, so that's really nice. We do have some of our other bargaining groups that we are negotiating with. The big topic out there in the news that will impact every single school district, including the Shelton School District, is inflation. The state set it at 5.5%. One only has to go get some gasoline and some groceries, and right away, or go over here to the lumberyard or wherever, inflation is hitting you in all aspects of life. And, that just is why the state set the, cost of living index obviously higher. And that's not a phenomenon just for us. That's a phenomenon across the United States and really, frankly, large parts of the world.
What does the summer look like here at the school district office for folks if they are needing documents signed or to deliver documents to show proof of, livability, or you live in the area, things like that?
A lot of our documents go through the schools here in the Shelton School District. So I'd always encourage people, the first thing to do is contact your local school. Try to get that work done before the end of the school year. But if, those offices are still open after school's open, generally things are pretty shut down in July, and then they reopen usually the second week of August. Even here in central office, the folks, we're open during Monday through Thursday, during the end of June and July, and then they'll be closed here on Fridays. We'll have a skeleton staff here, but just to be able to give people a break and off, and we have different contracts to obviously not have everybody on a full, what we call a 260-day contract, just allows us to, get the basics done, payroll, safety, facility, a lot of facilities work. But then, if they have to reach out, just call us, and we'll get back to you. Customer service is really important here for us, and we want to help our families as much as possible. So contact our schools, come down here, doors are open. Want to help out.
Well, it's just really exciting that the year is ending on positive notes here. There's a lot of good things happening. I'm seeing a lot of smiles out there in the community, and there's just it's just a good forward momentum after these last couple of years.
Yeah, and even well documented that there's been an increase in student behaviors. It's been rough on, like I said, students and families and staff. It's been rough. I don't know, I think it's like 40% of people have some kind of diagnosable depression or anxiety, and so I hear that loud and clear across all the different stakeholders that I come across. And so I would just say, anybody listening in, hey, we acknowledge it. We're not going to hide it. We want to accept it. And the good ways of doing that is say, get engaged. Get re-engaged here with the Shelton School District. Come on down. We take volunteers. They do have to be vaccinated per this governor's mandate. But love to see you. Come on out. Come to our events. You don't have to be vaccinated for that if you are so choose. And so come to them, come to see what's going on. We have athletic events, they're going well. So Jeff, it is a really exciting time to be here in the Shelton School District. And I would be not doing my job if I didn't say we also have a plan. We have a strategic plan. It's 5 years. It's already up on our website. Come check out the details. More information's coming. Come join us on May 25th from 4 to 6. May 25th, 4 to 6 at Shelton High School for, again, opening the Met and the kickoff to the strat plan. We're giving out free books so they can get them. There'll be food, drink, student entertainment, the band, demonstrations by students using equipment in the Met building so they can see what it is for applied learning and getting kids to work in the trades. It's awesome.
That's great. In the office of Superintendent Wyeth, Jessee here from the Shelton School District. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, Jeff.